Hey everybody, my name is Brett Yanofsky and I'm here with the Inner Gamer. We've been covering E3 2016 all week and today is no exception. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Ubisoft press conference, and boy was it a good one. They had a lot of games to talk about. Most of the stuff we already know, we've already seen footage on, but they unveiled a lot of new content that we haven't seen yet. We got to see footage from Ghost Recon's Wildlands, Watch Dogs 2, Division's upcoming DLC, but we also got to see some new stuff, such as a new game that they're bringing out, a new IP called Steep. And Steep is an open world extreme sports action game where you and a bunch of friends can go into an open world together in the same space and go snowboarding, skiing, paragliding, all kinds of cool stuff, all while playing in the same open online world. So there's a lot to talk about, and I hope you guys are ready. Let's do this. All right, hey everybody, here we go. Let's start talking about the Ubisoft press conference. So those of you that didn't tune in, they had a lot of video games to talk about, and we're gonna just go through the list. So the first thing they did was they opened up with a dance number of all things, and I was really confused by this. I was like, what is this dance number that they're doing? But it turns out it's the announcement of Just Dance 2017. Not much to say about this other than obviously it's going to be really innovative and cool and exciting. But one thing they did slip in there is that it's going to be released for the PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo NX. And they specifically said the NX. So is that the name of the new console? We'll find out. The next thing they talked about is obviously the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, and this demo got me really pumped because they showed some co-op gameplay. The first thing I noticed about this, it took place in Bolivia. It is an expansive, gorgeous open world, like beyond belief. Like the visuals are just absolutely stunning, and it looks like it's really smooth. It might be running on 60 frames per second, I don't know. But what I did know is that you can connect with 4 players in a co-op experience and drop in, drop out. So say you have 2 friends that are playing and later on you got 2 more friends that want to jump in and join you, they can do that in the same game experience. So in this mission, their goal was to go and attack go and find this enemy, take him out, and then extract him. Obviously it's going to be a lot harder than that because, you know, a video game's got to be a little challenging. So 2 guys go in there on a what looked to be like an ATV style thing. They go in there, they grab the guy, and then what ends up pursuing is a big huge chase where the guy is in a pickup truck and he's running away, and then you're having to chase after them. Meanwhile, your buddies are up in a helicopter up in the sky and they're following you from up there. So they have this big epic battle scene that goes down. They eventually crash the guy into a wall. They go up to him, they take him out, they lock him up, and they throw him in the helicopter, and then his buddies start showing up. So they have to extract him, throw him in the helicopter, and shoot at the bad guys while they're trying to escape. It was an epic scene, definitely worth watching. I can't wait for this game. It comes out in February of 2017, or next year. The other thing they announced is they talked about South Park Fractured Butthole, which I cannot wait for this. I don't know if you guys played The Stick of Truth, but it was a great game, lots of humor, just like watching a South Park show, except it was 13 hours long. This one is probably not going to be any different. This one's going to take place a day after the previous one. So in the first one, the South Park kids were playing as fantasy characters. Well, they got bored of that and finished the game and all that stuff happened. Well, the next day they're like, what are we going to do now? Let's be superheroes. So you as a new kid has to go out there and prove yourself again. and this time you are a superhero. So you got the Coon, which is Cartman, you got a bunch of other characters from all the shows, and it was just absolutely hilarious. They even made a little joke about Kanye being a gay fish. I kind of cracked up a little bit. They talked about him making a game, and they were like, yeah, the gay fish says that video games are really hard to make, and totally took a jab at Kanye. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. But I can't wait for this game. It comes out in December of this year, and if you pre-order it now, you're going to get the Stick of Truth for free, which is really cool. They also came out and talked a little bit about their game For Honor. For Honor, as you guys may know, is a melee action game. In this game, you're going to either play as a samurai, a Viking, or a knight. And what they unveiled here is that there's going to be a single-player campaign, an actual legit single-player campaign, in which you pick one of those factions and you have to basically have your faction survive against the bad guy. And they showed some gameplay. The melee combat looks pretty complex, actually. I wasn't sure how I felt about it quite yet. I'd like to get my hands on it, but the visuals were great. It kind of reminded me of that Crysis game that came out last year, Rise, the Son of Rome. Reminded me a little bit of that. So could be good, could be bad. Not really sure. We'll see what happens. They also obviously put out The Division, so they talked a little bit about their Underground DLC, but they also announced their Survival DLC, which is going to take place in a survival kind of situation where there's some bad winters that come through New York, and it's all about you and your team surviving in this world. They had a cinematic trailer, but nothing else was really talked about besides that. One thing they really did a lot about, which is VR. They gave a brief demo on Eagle Flight VR, which is a flying multiplayer game where you fly as a bird. But what really caught my attention is a new game called Star Trek Bridge Crew. And this is a multiplayer Star Trek VR game in which you either play as a commander captain, or you also can play as one of the ship's crew, and you have to carry out missions with your team in a multiplayer kind of experience. They brought in some Star Trek people that were actually in the shows and had them play against one another. It was really awesome. I enjoyed that quite a bit, and yeah, it's worth checking out. Then they have a sequel to Grow Home. Now, as you guys may know, Grow Home came out last year. It was a big PlayStation free game. This is the sequel to that called Grow Up. So your little robot's a little bit older, and now he's trying to get up to the moon. So he's reaching higher heights, bigger challenges, more things to do. It looks great, just like it did before, so be on the lookout for that. Then they had a really interesting game that actually came out today. It's called Trials of the Blood Dragon, which fuses the game Trials Fusion, which is a little side-scrolling car racing game, but dirt bike game, with Blood Dragon, Far Cry's Blood Dragon world. So this one is really absurd, just like the 80s were. It was really crazy and outlandish and had some really funny dialogue. Lots of explosions and crazy stuff happening. So yeah, it's $14.99, just came out, might be worth looking into. Then we also get to see some more Watch Dogs 2. So we learned more about the main character, Marcus, who has a lot more character, no pun intended, than Aiden Pierce from the previous game. This guy, he seems to have a little bit of a sense of humor. He's a lot more personable. You kind of like him a little bit more, and he's got a lot more stuff to do at his disposal. He has a little drivable car that he can run that can go and hack into things. It's just a little RC car. He also has a drone that he can pull out of his back pocket. This drone can do surveillance. He can hack into multiple cell phones. He can hack into cars and drive those cars, and it's all in the city of San Francisco. So San Francisco looks really awesome, and I hope it's a good game, because the last one wasn't so hot, but I'm hoping this one delivers a little bit of a better experience, and so far it's a little promising. If you pre-order the game, you actually get a robot, a real robot that you can control with your phone, so that's pretty awesome. The next thing we got is a brand new game that Ubisoft announced. This is their brand new IP. It's called Steep. And Steep is an open world extreme action game in which you and a group of friends can jump into this mountainous experience. There's big, massive alpine mountains in the snow, and you can ski, you can snowboard, you can paraglide, you can do all this stuff all with your friends. And a big push that they had for this game is the ability to share your adventures. So there's two different modes you have. You can either do first person or third person. So the first person is like a GoPro-like experience, and then they also have third person, and you can stop and switch to anything at any time. So say you want to switch to skiing, you can do that. If you want to switch to snowboarding, you can. You meet up your friends, you go through the mountains, you can pause and pull out to a map view, and this map view will give you the option to look at the route you just took and then rewind back to a previous route, pick your places you want to be, replay those experiences, all kinds of stuff. I played a lot of snowboarding games back in the day, like the SSX games and stuff like that, so I've been looking forward to a good sports-like game, and this one looks really promising. More gameplay would be awesome to see, but so far what I'm seeing, I'm liking a lot. So yeah, that's the overview of the Ubisoft conference. A lot of stuff we've already heard about, but we got to see a lot new updates from those games. Co-op is a really big thing this year, as you can tell. I mean, all these games have some kind of co-op that are very seamless and exciting to play. So I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, most of the games aren't coming out till next year, so we got a little bit of time to wait. At least we got South Park coming out this year in December, but most of the other games we're gonna have to wait until next year. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can let us know at hello@theinnergamer.net, and check us out online. We'll be posting more stuff. Nintendo's coming out tomorrow, so we'll be doing a little video on Nintendo. We also got Sony happening in a few hours that we'll be recording some video on. It's gonna be awesome. So check out our Twitter page, go to our YouTube page, and let us know what you think. Leave a note in the comments and tell us what you like, what you don't like. If you absolutely hate Steep, let us know. If you're really excited about Ghost Recon Wildlands, let us know that too. Just give us some feedback, and enjoy the rest of your week, and enjoy the rest of E3. We'll be back with more videos later on, so see you later.